And honestly, we don't get to cast these American players too often. Despite the fact that we cast a weekly tournament, Battle of the Americas, every single week, we have very limited NA representation in that tournament. We do have some, like, I don't know, Pili Pili, Nina, Trigger, Vindicta. A lot of the high-end NA players show up there. Not so much like the mid-tier players, which is a little bit disappointing. So we'll see if we can, I don't know, learn something from this. From this experience. Oh boy. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the American Protoss. He is green, representing Root Gaming. It is AwesomeSauce. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the American Teal Protoss player. We have a Forge First versus a Forge First. Let's go! Representing Pigpen, it is a ProbeScout. This is why I went for this series. I knew it was going to be a clown fiesta, and clowning it up is what is happening here in NA Apprentice. There's a reason why the logo for NA Apprentice has a clown nose. Let's be real, Sugar knows. He knows how nonsense this can get, as we do of course have the Forges finishing up for both players. ProbeScout though does end up losing his probe here on the low ground. We do have 2 probes for AwesomeSauce. Show us those pylons. We don't see them because he does not get into the main. We have a full wall off. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, ProbeScout does go for a gas steal. His probe is still active here across the map, and he's actually looking to throw down some pylons here in the natural. I imagine. Up. Interesting. As AwesomeSauce is committing to a contain? Okay. Meanwhile, ProbeScout actually hasn't thrown down any cannons of his own, but he will have defensive cannons, which are in many ways superior. In saying that, this cannon here on the low ground, okay, there we go, we do have a cancel, is in range of the pylon. It should finish up just a little bit faster and maybe even kill the pylon, but that should be all the damage that is done. So we're going to be getting into a more normal game from here, as we do see some cannon on cannon action. Of course, ProbeScout has the high ground. He will be able to dominate this small skirmish here between these 2 cannons. And yeah, as a result, we're just gonna get into a more normal game. I say normal game. Really? Okay, we have a proxy Stargate, but this has been scouted. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Despite the Forge, mate, you don't need to cannon rush when you go Forge first. We have a Stargate instead. Meanwhile, AwesomeSauce does have a pylon in the main base of ProbeScout. He has to take this seriously as a cannon gets thrown down. Oh, one more shot though. The Adept is chasing down the probe, and with this Adept, it looks like the cannon rush will be denied in the main base of ProbeScout. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, what do we have here? ProbeScout does have some shield batteries on the way. He's going to be working on those Void Rays. We have a defensive Stargate at home, as well as no cannons or shield batteries yet, which is a little bit concerning. Void Ray is on the way. We are going to be having one Stalker come out, but honestly, the Stalker shouldn't be able to do anything. You could be looking at this and being like, yo, I mean, that pylon is a little bit exposed. The shield batteries are going to be keeping the pylon alive, so instead, AwesomeSauce has submitted to his fate. He's instead trying to set up defensively at home, preparing himself for the Void Rays. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, everything has been cleaned up. The Adepts are going to be coming across the map to help out as well. The first Void Ray does pop out, and I have to give the advantage to ProbeScout right now. He's going to have the like, where's the Void Ray? AwesomeSauce! Por favor! Finally, the first Void Ray is on the way. He was waiting for his gas because of the gas steal. The gas steal actually came into play. I was like, where was the production? He just didn't have the gas for it. Meanwhile, we have a ninja base. I'm just saying random stuff at this point. What else could be happening? Fleet Beacon, why not? Overcharge is being used, the cannon just barely stays alive. With this, AwesomeSauce is holding for now. What's important is that because of this ninja base, AwesomeSauce is setting himself up to evacuate his main. He can recall whenever he needs to if things get too crazy. or just get a better economy. Meanwhile, Void Rays are showing up. The cannon does fall. The shield batteries are starting to run out of energy. There's only one shield battery left. Meanwhile, the Adepts do shade in, and what's important is that for a moment there, the Adepts were actually distracting the Void Ray of AwesomeSauce. And now we have 4 Void Rays. Another cannon goes down. Again, this Adept doing so much. 8 probes fall. And now the proxy no, the Artosis pylon. That's it. It's over. The pylon goes down. There is no more production. The Void Rays of ProbeScout reign supreme here. The plan is to recall. Is there enough energy? There is. And we see the recall. But it is a little bit too late, because what is here? They're here to defend. ProbeScout, he's gonna scout. He's looking around. He is searching for the Nexus. And he's gonna find it immediately. Inadvertently. And with this scouts, I believe that is it. GG gets called and ProbeScout takes the first game. What is happening? Oh, God. Wow. Just wow. GG. Well played. And that was game 1, people. That was game 1. And things just get even more chaotic here, because game 2 is going to be on Berlingrad. Oh my god. Wow. Just wow. Meanwhile, we're getting the final updates of the upper bracket here. It looks like Binsky has taken out 0 3-1. So Binsky has qualified for the main event. Disc, I mentioned this earlier, I believe, has also qualified. And with that, there is only one upper bracket match remaining to determine who is the final player to qualify here for NA Apprentice from the upper bracket. Lower bracket still has plenty of matches going on, just like this one. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Berlingrad ALE, we have the American Protoss representing Roots Gaming, currently down in this series, but not out. It is AwesomeSauce. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Berlingrad ALE, we have the Teal Protoss representing the land of the pig pan. It is ProbeScout. Going for the Forge first, because of course he is, because of course AwesomeSauce is, as once again we do have some Forge on Forge action. We saw that because of this, AwesomeSauce was able to deny the cannon rush of ProbeScout, but ProbeScout has more up his sleeve than just a cannon rush. He can go for proxies, he can go for hidden tech, he can do anything under the sun. He has no fear. Speaking of, we do have the initial probes across the map for ProbeScout. Same can be said for AwesomeSauce, as he does get a pylon up in the main base and throws down his cannons on the low ground. And with this, he's going to force the boys to be pulled. Again, there is so much power in a high ground pylon. It does provide high ground vision, and it does provide the needed, again, vision for these cannons to just lay siege on the production of ProbeScout. So with this, he does get a kill on the pylon, but there's another. the pylons just don't stop. But the cannon does finish up in time with this cannon. Oh, can he actually get the pylon? Yo, the cannon goes down. Mate, he can just keep going. Oh my god. AwesomeSauce. He's found a way. And there we go. The cannon rush continues. ProbeScout is going to get a taste of his own medicine. Just like that, the pylon has fallen. ProbeScout, the siege is encroaching into the base of ProbeScout. He does have one cannon on the way, but that's not going to be enough. Or 2 cannons, I should say. Meanwhile, ProbeScout only has a single pylon powering everything. And here we go, the cannons of AwesomeSauce are about to finish up. What's he going to go for? Oh my god, a bit of an oversight. There's only a single pylon powering everything here for AwesomeSauce as well. as it will go down. Aye, aye, aye. AwesomeSauce only just realized, only just threw down his additional pylons. But GG gets called anyway. AwesomeSauce ties up the series 1-1. AwesomeSauce Cannon Rush better than ProbeScout? Confirmed? Maybe. Maybe. Oh god. My body is not ready for this. It's 8 AM and we're casting Cannon Rush versus Cannon Rush, mate. That's the world I live in right now. It's what is happening. Oh. As we're just setting up the lobby, asking if the players are content with the server. Looks like they are. Maybe. The ProbeScout said nothing, so we're probably, yeah, we're good to go. We are diving into game number 3. We're tied up 1-1, and this has been such a chaotic PvP. So AwesomeSauce was able to get like a bit of a lead there in that initial cannon rush in game 2. Game 1, of course, we had cannon rushes into proxy void rays. Game 3, what are we going to see here? As spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the American himself, arguably the better cannon rusher. Arguably, it is the American Protoss representing Roots Gaming. It is AwesomeSauce. Oh my. And what is the plan here? And we'll get back to that. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the teal Protoss player, also representing the land of the America as well as Pigpen. It is ProbeScout. Huh. So this is an odd choice. I say odd because AwesomeSauce should be aware that he's about to get cannon rushed. And he doesn't have a gateway, he doesn't have a forge, he chose not to go for a forge opener, knowing that ProbeScout would forge first. And now there's nothing to stop Probe. Obviously we can see some boys being pulled and some worker micro, but like other than that, there's no counterplay available for AwesomeSauce other than recalling away. Which I guess is the plan? So this is kind of big brain. So his plan right now is to force ProbeScout to overinvest into this proxy, into these cannons, waste all these resources and recall away. Meanwhile, Probe, he's like, yo, something is not right. Where is your pylon? Where is your tech? He's scouting around the map, and he will find the ninja. Uh-oh. So, this is not working as well as AwesomeSauce would have liked it to, I feel. As we have the recall, AwesomeSauce does escape. ProbeScout doesn't check! No, he re-rallies! No, ProbeScout, please! He was on the way! He was on the way to scout, and never mind, he scouts anyway. He does confirm the proxy. I say Ninja Base, sorry. He's going to attempt a cannon rush, but now AwesomeSauce has the advantage. He already has the gateway, he already has a zealot on the way as well. The cannon rush is not going to work. The big brain is beautiful. It's amazing. And with this, we are going to have a relatively normal game. I say relatively. So with the completion of this Cybercore, AwesomeSauce can go straight into a Stargate, and he is so close to the main base of ProbeScout. Just sending a Void Ray over, or an Oracle, or anything can very easily wreak havoc. Meanwhile, F's in the chat. Oh wait, never mind. I thought that ProbeScout was stuck. Sorry. Meanwhile, the cannon rush is continuing here. The Zealot has a lot of work to do. Oh my god, please, AwesomeSauce, not like this. With only one Zealot, he is gonna be able to work his way through this pylon, but the cannon rush will. Sorry, the cannon will finish. Oh god, one cannon versus one Stalker and a Zealot. Can he work his way through? Soon, two cannons. Oh my god, ProbeScout, he's pulling it off anyway. This was the best case scenario. We had the Zealot, we had the workers. GG gets called. ProbeScout takes the game. I'm sure AwesomeSauce hoped that it would take a little bit longer for the ninja base to be scouted. But again, like I felt like he had the advantages that he wanted, you know? He had everything going for him, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to stop the cannon rush as late as it was. Wow. Just wow. Much wow. Welcome to NA PvP. As we're going to be diving into game number 4. Oh god, this is not... waking up and going straight into an NA PvP like this is not the best. It was not my best choice. Not at all. Oh, interesting. As we're going to be diving into the next game. So we are setting up on Curious Minds. So, very interesting response there by AwesomeSauce. Very unique response, I should say, to a cannon rush. Very planned out, I should say. And I loved it. I loved it as a response because, again, it was very intentional the way that he was executing it. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out for him. I kind of wish it did. But I love the idea behind going for a ninja base, right? And forcing that big investment and all that stuff. Unfortunately, ProbeScout was well aware of the possibility of the ninja. He went out across the map, he found it, he executed the cannon rush, and now we're getting into game 4, where one of our players only needs one more win to qualify for NA Apprentice. And there we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Curious Minds LE. We have the American Protoss representing Root Gaming, currently down 1-2 in this best of 5 qualifying match. It is AwesomeSauce. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the Teal Protoss currently leading this series 2-1, only needs one more to qualify for NA Apprentice Season 5 2021. Representing Pigpan, it is ProbeScout. Also, shout out to Magnath in the chat. Having both Magnath and Reality makes a lot of sense. The OG PvP cannon rushers in the CranKy Ducklings. I love it. I love it. Makes sense that they're both here, probably getting some inspiration for their own matchups. Oh, as we had an attempted gas steal. But ProbeScout, he was one step ahead, keeping his gases in check, or is he? As AwesomeSauce does take the gas. One of them at least. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we have our cannon rush underway. ProbeScout was also able to steal the gases of AwesomeSauce. And yeah, is it over before it began? Of course, we do have the Forge for ProbeScout. AwesomeSauce went for his own Forge so he can counter Cannon Rush. As his pylon does finish up, we need some cannons. There we go. Two of them do get thrown down. And more importantly, oh god, never mind. I was about to say that there are no probes here for ProbeScout, but he does come across the map with his probe. He still has potential to throw down more cannons, but he is forced away. And with the cannons completing here for AwesomeSauce, he's fine. He's in an okay position. And there is that cancel on all the cannons. 0 cannons will be made here so far in the early game. And we have survived. We've done it. Or have we? As ProbeScout comes back in and throws down 2 more cannons. And there's no gateway. And there's no response. Now he's responding, but it's a little bit too late. AwesomeSauce didn't realize what was happening. Oh no, he throws down his own cannon. He does have very nice surface area though, so he should be able to deny this first cannon here. A lot of lost mining time though. Meanwhile, the cannon for ProbeScout did finish. He will get worker kills for his troubles. Ay, ay, ay. 4 probes go down, and with that, ProbeScout does have a 4 worker lead. And that is oh so important in a mirror matchup like this, especially in a chaotic mirror matchup that we're in. Meanwhile, to be fair, we do have 4 pylons that will be taken out here across the map. They are kind of forfeits for ProbeScout. And we'll see what the follow-up is going to be. Are we going to see those Stargates for Void Rays, or are we going to see something else? As ProbeScout confirms that there is no natural nexus, throwing down a cheeky pylon in the main base of AwesomeSauce. Is he going to in-base proxy? Oh my god. The probes just don't stop coming for ProbeScout. AwesomeSauce throws down the pylon to deny a nexus, but wait, there's not going to be a nexus. AwesomeSauce, please. Oh no. As cannons, shield batteries, and a proxy Stargate are thrown down, and AwesomeSauce has no idea. He's going for a nexus. No, you don't expand against ProbeScout. That's not what you do, AwesomeSauce. It's been scouted, but it's too late. Ay, ay, ay. The Stalker did stumble upon the cannon, but we have 2 pylons, we have shield batteries, we have cannons, and this is all to buy time for the Stargate and the Void Rays. Speaking of an Adept is coming across the map as well. Part of me feels like AwesomeSauce should maybe just cancel his Nexus so he has more resources for more cannons, pylons, and shield batteries. Oh god, we'll see. As again, the Void Ray is halfway done. The Stalkers are trying to do whatever they can to try and focus down the cannons. The cannons, it's in range of the Stargate. No, not like this. Stalkers are forced back to deal with the Adept. They get distracted as a result. And the first Void Ray comes out. And with this, it may just be over. The shield batteries are not long for this world. None of them are. And with the death of these shield batteries, there's going to be no overcharge. And there's only going to be a single Void Ray. Oh god. Here we go, the Void Ray does pop out, and it does have a little bit more HP. Yo, can he get the Void Ray? Oh, just barely, he does not. And the problem is that in a couple of seconds, ProbeScout is going to have a second Void Ray. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go, the Stargate does go down, and with that, there are going to be no more Void Rays left for AwesomeSauce. Not like this. He does have 3 Stalkers, but he only has a single shield battery. It's not going to work out for him. Overcharge is being popped. With that, AwesomeSauce has a bit of a chance here. Can he do it? Can he work his way through the shield batteries of ProbeScout? He cannot. The Void Rays, they just don't die. Ay, ay, ay. He was so close. Down to 3 HP. Finally, the first Void Ray of ProbeScout goes down, but it will be replaced by a second Void Ray. AwesomeSauce has a little bit of momentum going his way now, but there's just no more energy for shield batteries. There's no Stargate for additional Void Rays. He only has gateways, and GG gets called. ProbeScout does it. After an intense best of 5 PvP full NA, he does qualify for NA Apprentice. That was the wrong button. Hold on. Beautiful. Ay, ay, ay. Wow. Just wow. I have no words. GG. Well played. ProbeScout does it. In the end, he was able to meme his way through the lower bracket in this PvP. I mentioned it earlier. This madman, he 2-0'd Zest, and if he can 2-0 Zest, he can take down any Protoss player in the world. AwesomeSauce put up a good fight. Unfortunately, the madman went for a Nexus against ProbeScout. Mate, you didn't expand. You didn't. No, not in the PvP. What are you doing? What's going on? Ay. And well, congratulations. Congratulations, ProbeScout. Yeah, as we have a couple people trickling in the chat. That's the thing, right? I was saying that during the cast, like, canceling the Nexus would have been key there, just to have additional resources for whether it's additional gateways, or more shield batteries, or more cannons, or more pylons, anything. Also, it was an unfortunate position for the Stargate to be so close and to be exposed to the cannons of ProbeScout. Yeah, there was very little going for AwesomeSauce there. Other than other than his initial denial of the cannon rush. Like, that was great, honestly. Like, the way that AwesomeSauce was able to shut that down. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to scout the in-base proxy. And with that, GG, congratulations, ProbeScout, as he's the first player to qualify through the lower bracket. Just well.